Hunger separates the average from the great. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you are not hungry, that talent will go to waste. People with average skill but extraordinary hunger go farther than those with extraordinary skill and no hunger. Hunger is that inner fire that makes you wake up in the morning with purpose. It's that feeling inside that will not let you rest until you do something about the dream that's been planted in your heart. You've got to be hungry to achieve your goals, hungry to make your vision a reality, hungry to go beyond the limitations that life has tried to put on you. Think about the difference between those who stay comfortable and those who achieve greatness. The comfortable want just enough to get by. They want security, routine, and familiarity. But the great ones are not satisfied with comfort. They are not satisfied with ordinary. They are hungry for more. Hunger makes you study when others are sleeping. Hunger makes you practice when no one is watching. Hunger makes you sacrifice temporary pleasures for a long-term purpose. That is the dividing line between those who make history and those who fade into it. Average does not demand hunger. Anybody can live average. It takes no courage to be average, no sacrifice, no burning desire. Average means settling. It means accepting what life hands you instead of reaching for what life owes you. But greatness demands hunger. Greatness asks you to keep showing up when no one believes in you, to keep working when no one is clapping, to keep fighting when everything inside of you is telling you to give up. That hunger is what makes the impossible possible. Hunger is what separates the dreamer from the doer. Many people dream, but few people pursue those dreams with relentless energy. The ones who are hungry do not just talk about what they want, they chase it, they live it, they breathe it. When you are hungry, your dream becomes your obsession, and you refuse to settle for less than what you know you are capable of. You understand that hunger is not just an emotion, it is a decision, a commitment, a way of living. You see, hunger is the difference between being knocked down and staying down, or being knocked down and getting back up. The hungry person may fail 1,000 times, but each failure is fuel. Each setback only feeds their determination. Hunger won't let you quit because quitting would mean starving your soul of its purpose. Hunger makes you resourceful. Hunger makes you resilient. Hunger makes you unstoppable. Look at every person who has achieved greatness, and behind their story you will find hunger. They weren't necessarily the smartest, the fastest, or the strongest, but they were the hungriest. They were willing to go where others wouldn't go, willing to endure what others couldn't endure, willing to sacrifice what others couldn't sacrifice. They understood that comfort zones are where dreams go to die, and they refused to settle there. When you are hungry, people can see it in your eyes. They can hear it in your voice. They can feel it in the way you move, the way you carry yourself, the way you attack your goals. Hunger gives you an edge. Hunger makes you dangerous in the best way because you refuse to stop until the vision in your head becomes the life in your hands. Average has never changed the world, but hunger has. Hunger has built empires, written masterpieces, discovered cures, and created revolutions. Hunger has pushed humanity forward because it lives in those who are not satisfied with what is, but believe in what could be. Hunger is the fuel of visionaries, the heartbeat of leaders, the lifeblood of champions. If you want to live a life of significance, you've got to be hungry. Not kind of hungry, not sometimes hungry, but relentlessly hungry. The type of hunger that keeps you awake at night with ideas, that drives you to take risks others are afraid to take, that pushes you beyond your limits and then beyond that again. Because when you are hungry, nothing and no one can stop you. The obstacles become stepping stones, the failures become lessons, the pain becomes power. Hunger makes the difference between the person who talks about their dream and the person who lives it. Hunger is what separates the average from the great. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey toward it. Too many people believe that once they fail, they are finished, that their dream is no longer possible, that somehow failure has the final say. But failure is only feedback. It is information. It is life's way of testing whether you are truly serious about your goals. When you are hungry, you don't see failure as the end. You see it as a bend in the road, a lesson, a stepping stone. Hunger transforms the meaning of failure because it refuses to let you stay down when you get knocked down. Life has a way of throwing obstacles at you just when you feel like you are making progress. You lose a job, you face rejection, you go through setbacks that shake your confidence. But hunger won't let you stay in that place of defeat. Hunger whispers, get up. Hunger reminds you that as long as you are breathing, you still have another chance, another opportunity, another shot to make it right. Les Brown always says, if you can look up, you can get up. That is the mindset of someone hungry for their dream. It is not about avoiding challenges. It is about how you respond when those challenges arrive. Think of every comeback story you have ever heard. Behind it, there was a hungry heart that refused to quit. The athlete who lost everything to injury, but fought back to win again. The entrepreneur who went bankrupt but started over and built something even bigger. The student who failed exam after exam but kept studying until they became a success. What carried them through was not luck or talent, it was hunger. Hunger makes you see setbacks as setups for a comeback. The hungrier you are, the more you can endure without giving up, because your vision is bigger than your pain. Most people get knocked down once or twice and stay down. They let failure define them. They let defeat become their identity. They say, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe this dream isn't for me. But when you are hungry, you reject those excuses. You know, failure doesn't mean stop. It means grow. It means adjust. It means keep moving forward. You develop the mindset that failure is only temporary, but quitting makes it permanent. Hunger gives you resilience. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, but true character shows when everything is falling apart. Hunger is what drives you to get up at 5 a.m. after a night of disappointment. Hunger is what makes you keep calling after 100 rejections. Hunger is what allows you to take the sting of failure and turn it into the fuel of determination. Without hunger, failure crushes you. With hunger, failure builds you. Look at the greats of history. None of them reached success without facing repeated failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. What separated them from everyone else was hunger. They didn't let the no's, the rejections, or the failures stop them. Instead, they used those very failures as motivation to come back stronger. When you are hungry, you stop asking life to be easy. You stop hoping for a smooth path. Instead, you embrace the struggle because you know that every struggle is shaping you, preparing you, building the strength you'll need for your breakthrough. Hunger makes you see rejection as redirection. Hunger makes you look at a closed door and start knocking louder, or even build a new door. Hunger creates persistence, and persistence always outlasts resistance. Failure is not your enemy, complacency is. Failure is not what kills dreams, surrender is. Failure is simply proof that you tried, and it is an invitation to try again with more wisdom, more skill, and more determination. The people who live their dreams are not the ones who never fell, but the ones who never stayed down. They understood that pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. When life knocks you down, hunger tells you to rise. When doors close, hunger pushes you to keep searching. When rejection stings, hunger soothes the pain with purpose. With hunger, every setback is fuel for your comeback. That's why you cannot allow failure to scare you away from your destiny. You must let hunger be the voice that says, get up, keep going. Your time is coming. Hunger ensures that no failure is final until you decide to quit. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of progress. It whispers in your ear that you are not good enough, that you will fail if you try, that people will laugh at you if you fall short. Fear stops most people before they even begin. It paralyzes dreams and chains people to mediocrity. But when you are truly hungry, when the fire for your dreams is burning inside you, that hunger becomes stronger than your fear. The desire for what you want outweighs the doubts that try to hold you back. Hunger makes you move even while your knees are shaking, even while your heart is racing, even while every voice in your head tells you it's safer to stay where you are. Fear is not the absence of courage. Courage is acting in spite of fear, and hunger is what gives you that courage. When your hunger for success becomes greater than your fear of failure, you unlock a new level of power. You stop waiting for conditions to be perfect. You stop waiting until you feel ready, because you realize that fear never goes away completely. What changes is your relationship to it. Hunger tells you, feel the fear, but do it anyway. Hunger pushes you forward when fear tries to keep you still. Most people let fear dictate their choices. They settle for jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and lives that don't inspire them simply because they are afraid of change, afraid of the unknown, afraid of stepping out into unfamiliar territory. But hunger refuses to accept that. Hunger demands growth. And growth only comes when you step into the unknown. The hungry person says, I may be afraid, but I am more afraid of staying the same. I may be nervous, but I am more nervous about dying with my dreams still inside me. That is the voice of hunger speaking louder than the voice of fear. Fear disguises itself as logic, as practicality, as responsibility. It tells you to wait, to be realistic, to lower your expectations. It tells you that maybe your dream is too big. Maybe you don't have what it takes. Maybe it's safer to play small. But hunger won't let you shrink. Hunger won't let you play small. Hunger calls you to stand tall, to take risks, to bet on yourself. Hunger silences fear by reminding you that your purpose is greater than your problems, and your destiny is worth the discomfort of taking risks. Think of the times in your life when you did something scared and it changed everything. Maybe you spoke up when your voice was trembling. Maybe you tried when you weren't sure if you would succeed. Maybe you stood alone when everyone else stayed silent. In those moments, hunger pushed you beyond fear, and that decision opened a new chapter for you. Every breakthrough in life comes when you walk through the door of fear with hunger leading the way. Greatness demands risk. You cannot achieve anything extraordinary by playing it safe. The people who change the world are the ones who are willing to be laughed at, willing to be doubted, willing to look foolish for a while until their vision became reality. They had fear like everyone else, but their hunger would not let them bow to it. They felt the fear and acted anyway because their dream mattered more than their comfort. Hunger fuels that kind of courage. When you are hungry, you begin to see fear differently. You no longer see it as a wall, but as a signpost pointing toward growth. You realize that fear shows up whenever you are about to break into a new level. That fear means you are on the edge of transformation. The hungry don't run from that feeling. They lean into it. They know that if it doesn't scare them, it's probably not big enough. Hunger makes you chase the goals that stretch you, the dreams that challenge you, the vision that forces you to evolve. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It paints pictures in your mind of what could go wrong, but hunger paints pictures of what could go right. Fear paralyzes, hunger mobilizes. Fear says, what if you fail? Hunger says, what if you succeed? Fear says, stay where it's safe. Hunger says, the treasure is outside your comfort zone. The question is not whether fear will show up, because it always will. The question is whether hunger will be strong enough to keep you moving forward in spite of it. Every time you choose to act, while afraid, your hunger grows stronger and your fear grows weaker. Each victory builds your confidence until fear no longer has the power it once did. And when you live with that hunger, fear loses its grip on your life. You may still feel it, but it no longer controls you. Hunger takes you further than fear ever could because it makes you unstoppable against it. Dreams demand a price, and hunger is what makes you willing to pay it. Too many people want success without sacrifice, achievement without effort, and greatness without discipline. They want the rewards but are unwilling to put in the work. But hunger changes everything. Hunger makes you get up earlier, stay up later, and push harder than you ever thought you could. Hunger makes you willing to walk away from distractions, to let go of temporary pleasures, and to endure discomfort because you know the dream is worth more than the moment. When you are truly hungry, you are ready to do whatever it takes. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. Without discipline, hunger dies quickly because hunger is an emotion and emotions fade. Discipline is what keeps the fire alive when the excitement wears off. Discipline is choosing to work when you don't feel like it, choosing to focus when everything around you tempts you to quit, choosing to stay consistent when results seem slow. Hunger makes you want it, but discipline ensures you reach it. If you are serious about your dream, you must learn to discipline your time, your energy, and your habits. Every sacrifice you make is an investment in your future. Maybe you sacrifice sleep to study. Maybe you sacrifice comfort to train. Maybe you sacrifice nights out to build your business. At the moment, it feels like you are giving something up, but in truth, you are trading temporary convenience for permanent growth. Hunger gives you the clarity to see that sacrifice is not loss, it is preparation. You are not losing, you are building. You are not deprived, you are being refined. Sacrifice is proof that you believe your dream is worth it. Hunger demands that you cut out the things that no longer serve you. You cannot hold on to your old habits and expect a new life. You cannot keep entertaining distractions and expect focus. You cannot keep surrounding yourself with negative people and expect positivity. Hunger makes you evaluate everything in your environment and ask, does this help me get closer to my dream or pull me further away? If it pulls you away, hunger gives you the strength to let it go. That's what separates the serious from the casual. Casual people dabble, but hungry people commit. Think about the athletes who train before sunrise, who follow strict diets, who push their bodies beyond exhaustion. They do not do it because it is easy. They do it because they are hungry for victory. Think about the entrepreneurs who live on less, who reinvest their earnings, who spend years building when no one knows their name. They do not do it because they love sacrifice. They do it because they are hungry for success. Discipline and sacrifice are not punishments. They are the price of admission for greatness. Without paying that price, the dream remains a fantasy. Discipline is also about the mind. You must discipline your thoughts to silence doubt. Discipline your words to speak life into your vision. And discipline your focus to keep moving forward when distractions scream for your attention. Hunger trains you to say no to mediocrity, no to procrastination, no to excuses. Hunger makes you stand guard at the door of your mind, letting in only what fuels your purpose and locking out everything else. Success is not just about what you do, it is also about what you refuse to do. Most people will never achieve their dreams because they are not willing to pay the price. They want comfort more than they want change. They want easy more than they want extraordinary. They want approval more than they want achievement. But hungry people are different. Hungry people are willing to sacrifice comfort today for freedom tomorrow. They are willing to be misunderstood, criticized, even ridiculed, because they know discipline will take them where desire alone cannot. The truth is that success will test you. It will ask you, how badly do you want it? Are you willing to wake up early? Are you willing to work while others play? Are you willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term reward? Hunger answers those questions with a yes every single time. Hunger pushes you through the pain, through the fatigue, through the boredom, because the vision of your dream is stronger than the pull of your excuses. You've got to be hungry enough to sacrifice and disciplined enough to endure. That's the difference between wishing and winning, between dreaming and doing, between mediocrity and greatness. Hunger is the engine, discipline is the steering wheel, and sacrifice is the fuel. Together, they drive you to the life you were born to live. A vision gives you direction, but hunger gives that vision power. Without hunger, vision is nothing more than a dream that fades with time. But when you are hungry, vision becomes a force that pulls you forward, even when your body feels tired and your spirit feels weak. A powerful vision creates momentum. It gives meaning to your struggle, and it makes the pain of sacrifice worthwhile. Hunger transforms vision into an unstoppable drive that keeps you moving when everything else around you tells you to stop. Most people do not fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack vision. They wake up every day without clarity, without a target, without a reason that pulls them out of bed with excitement. When life gets tough, they quit because they don't have a compelling picture of what they are fighting for. Hunger changes that. Hunger paints a picture in your mind so strong that you can see it, taste it, feel it before it even arrives. You begin to live not according to where you are, but according to where you are going. That vision becomes your compass, and hunger becomes the energy that keeps you on course. Vision without hunger is daydreaming, but vision with hunger becomes destiny. You have to ask yourself, what is pulling me? What is the dream that excites me so much that it makes me forget about the struggle? Hunger gives you the courage to hold on to that dream even when people around you doubt it. Hunger makes you believe in it so strongly that no rejection, no obstacle, no delay can erase it from your heart. The hungrier you are, the clearer your vision becomes, because hunger sharpens your focus. It eliminates the noise of distractions and keeps your eyes fixed on the finish line. Think about a runner in the final stretch of a marathon. Their legs are heavy, their lungs are burning, their body is screaming to stop. But what keeps them moving is not just physical strength, it is the vision of crossing that finish line. Hunger takes that vision and fuels it with determination. It tells you, keep going, because the reward is greater than the pain. That's what vision does when hunger is alive inside of you. It keeps you running when you want to quit. It keeps you fighting when you want to surrender. It keeps you believing when everything looks impossible. A strong vision backed by hunger also pulls you through seasons of waiting. Success doesn't come overnight, and there will be long periods where nothing seems to be happening. This is where most people give up. But when you have a vision so powerful that it consumes you, hunger won't let you quit. You may not see results today, but hunger makes you believe that tomorrow holds a breakthrough. You may not see the door open yet, but hunger makes you keep knocking. Hunger and vision together give you patience with persistence, faith with action, hope with discipline. Greatness is born out of vision. Every invention, every breakthrough, every movement in history began with someone who saw what didn't exist yet. But those visions only came to life because someone was hungry enough to chase them. Edison's vision of light, King's vision of freedom, Mandela's vision of equality, Jobs' vision of technology, all of them were fueled by hunger. They refused to let their current reality define their future. And because they were hungry, their vision pulled them into history. Your vision has to be bigger than your excuses. It has to be bigger than your fears. It has to be so powerful that it makes you do what you don't want to do so you can have what you've never had. Hunger is what gives you that energy. Hunger says, I may be tired, but I'm not done. Hunger says, I may be hurting, but I won't stop. Hunger says, I may be delayed, but I will not be denied. With a strong vision, you no longer chase your dream. It begins to chase you because you have aligned your hunger with your purpose. When you live with vision and hunger, you stop existing and start truly living. You stop settling and start striving. You stop asking what's possible and start declaring what will be possible through your persistence. The power of a vision is not just in what you see, but in what it makes you become in the process. Hunger ensures you become stronger, wiser, tougher, and more disciplined along the way. That is why vision backed with hunger is unstoppable. It pulls you forward, fuels your soul, and carries you to the future you were destined to live. Too many people leave this world with their dreams still locked inside them. They let fear, doubt, procrastination, and excuses keep them from ever stepping fully into who they were meant to be. They go to their graves carrying songs never sung, books never written, businesses never started, and potential never realized. That is one of the greatest tragedies of life, to die full instead of living full and dying empty. Hunger ensures that doesn't happen. Hunger makes you squeeze every drop of potential out of your life so that when your time comes, there is nothing left inside you that was meant to be shared with the world. When you are hungry, you live with urgency. You don't keep putting off your goals until tomorrow, because you know tomorrow is not promised. You don't keep waiting for the perfect moment because you realize that moment may never come. Hunger makes you act now, move now, speak now, write now, create now. It fuels you with the mindset that every day is an opportunity to leave a mark, to make progress, to give something valuable to the world. People who are hungry don't waste time because they understand time is life, and wasting time means wasting life. Living full means pouring yourself out completely. It means not hiding your talents, not burying your gifts, not silencing your voice. It means using everything you have been given to inspire, to build, to serve, to create, to love. Too many people hold back because they fear judgment, they fear criticism, they fear failing in front of others. But hunger silences those fears. Hunger says, the world needs what I have, and I will not withhold it. Hunger makes you stand boldly in your purpose because you know your life has meaning beyond yourself. Dying empty means when your last day comes, you have no regrets about what you didn't try. It means you gave your all, you stretched yourself, you went after your vision with everything inside you. It means you did not just live for survival, you lived for significance. Hunger drives you to live that kind of life. It won't let you coast. It won't let you settle. It won't let you hide. Hunger demands that you give everything you've got so that when the final chapter of your life is written, you can say with certainty, I gave it all away. Greatness is not about what you accumulate. It is about what you contribute. People will not remember you for the cars you drove or the clothes you wore. They will remember you for the difference you made in their lives. Hunger pushes you to shift your focus from success to significance. Success is about you, but significance is about others. Hunger makes you ask yourself, what legacy will I leave behind? Who will be better because I lived? What gifts will I pass on to the next generation? These questions keep the fire alive and make sure you live full and die empty. Living this way requires courage. It requires you to take risks, to step outside of the safe and familiar, to go after dreams that scare you. But hunger gives you that courage. Hunger reminds you that comfort zones kill potential, that safety often means stagnation, and that regret is far more painful than failure. When you are hungry, you would rather try and fail than wonder and regret. You would rather step out and stumble than sit still and never know. Hunger gives you the strength to take those leaps because it won't let you settle for half of what you are capable of. Think about how powerful it would be if every person lived this way. If every person woke up hungry to use their gifts, to pursue their passions, to contribute to the world, entire communities would be transformed. Innovations would be born. Lives would be saved. Hope would spread. That is the power of living full and dying empty. It doesn't just change your life, it changes the lives of those around you. Hunger is contagious. And when people see you living with that fire, it inspires them to ignite their own. You've got to be hungry enough to refuse to leave anything undone. Hungry enough to face fear head on. Hungry enough to endure criticism and setbacks. Hungry enough to give everything inside of you before your time on this earth is finished. Hunger will not let you die with your dreams still inside you. Hunger ensures that you live full and die empty, that you give the world the very best of you, that you leave nothing behind except a legacy of passion, purpose, and possibility.